Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tift and myself. We had a nice weekend to kind of relax and not have anything to do. But that's not true. All we do is work. Dude, every day, all we do is work all day, every day. I don't understand. You're young, dude. You're young. I'm old, and you're killing me. Just so you know, I'm going to die. You're going to be out of partner. I don't think you care, but you're going to be out of partner. That's the thing is you did this because you knew you'd end up owning 100% once I was deceased.
Oh, we didn't write that yet. Who's the control person? I'll go check.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So weekend, I do got to ask you a question. You posted something, and I purposely waited until now. You posted something on Instagram, I think it was, about going to Daytona. It was the Eric Church song. Talladega. That's what it was. Talladega. And is that a private jet?
No.
Okay.
I wish. That'd be cool.
Me too, because I was telling you I just flew coach to Florida with some fat guy who smelled like feet sitting behind me and a bunch of old people. No, not even old. They were young. They were young kids from Cleveland who were literally a bunch of asswipes screaming and cussing at this poor stewardess while you're sipping champagne at G5 going to Talladega. So I just wanted to make sure that wasn't a thing.
I sure wish. No, that actually brings me on a good point, though. I'm glad you brought up this story.
Sure.
Because this happened a few weeks ago when I was going to Cleveland, actually. So, all right, here's the deal. You got 50 pounds to make your weight, right? Or else you got to pay extra weight, penalty for your bag being too heavy. So I check in. My backpack is full. There's no chance of. That is like packed to the max. Like when I swing, I'm like hitting people like left and right, bam, bam, bam. That's how full this thing is. Like it's a weapon in itself. I'm extended. Like I need one of those cars behind me that says like oversized load behind it. That's my backpack. Okay. There's not an M&M going in that thing. That's how packed this thing is. So my suitcase is what it is at this point. So I put the suitcase on the scale. I thought I had it pretty close. It was damn close. 51.5 pounds. So I'm pissed because I'm like, crap, now I got to pay $100.
Sure.
So I paid $100 because I can't, again, I'm knocking things over. I'm a traffic hazard moving through the airport. So I cannot put another thing into my backpack, okay?
A traffic hazard?
Yes. So anyways, I'm flying and I have to pay the $100 because the $100 for being 1.5 pounds too much over, right? So I sit in the plane and it's a 2x2 plane. And I have no problem. Like I was the window seat. If I have the choice, I'll take an aisle. I don't really care. I fly all the time.
Sure. Here's
my problem. I have nothing against. I'm not talking about slightly obese. I'm not talking about having your weight overweight. I'm talking about should be on a TLC show overweight. That doctor that comes in like My 1,000-Pound Life. This is the person I'm sitting next to.
Yes. Why does that always happen?
I don't know, but and again,
My 1,000-Pound Life. What if that guy's watching right now?
Welcome to the show. Please help them. So
yep.
Here's my problem, right? So I just paid $100 because they're 1.5 pounds. They are an easy 450 to 500. Like not kidding. Like, I mean, just huge. So I'm a little guy, right? Like I'm 6'1", but I'm pretty slender. Like I'm not built. Like I got nothing. Like I'm very average. Like I'm not a big dude. Okay. So
you're jacked and you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am completely scrunched over in my seat to the window. My head is hanging out. I'm getting some air. Like the oxygen is getting sucked out of the plane because that's how far over I am. It's in the right side of my seat. And this is my problem, okay? So my bag is 1.5 pounds over, and I have to pay $100. This person is 400 pounds over, and they have to pay the same price and take half of my seat. That is my problem. I want $200 back.
I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. All right, so you got to tell your story. You ready for mine?
Yes.
Okay, so I already have a problem with people, right? Like, generally speaking, I don't like human beings. It has nothing.
What's that? You get claustrophobic too.
I do get claustrophobic. So like when I'm in a small area, I want there to be no one near me. I don't want there to be anybody in the front of me. I don't want there to be anybody in the back of me. I just don't want human beings around me, period, normally. Now, that's not to say that I am social. I do like hanging out with people, but there's just certain times where I just don't want anybody anywhere near me at all. So we get on the plane. I'm already having anxiety of flying. Hate it. Despise it. Think it's stupid. I believe that if...
You went to Florida? This is your Florida trip?
Yeah. Like, but that's the thing, though, is I believe in my mind, I'm wrong. Everybody tells me I'm wrong all the time. But I believe that if God wanted me to fly, he would have given me wings instead of feet. And I also don't have gills, so I don't believe in going underwater either. I like land. I'm a land dweller. I like submerging myself in water in a pool that I can, monitor and make sure there's things that aren't going to eat me in there and stuff like that. So I'm already not really wanting to go to the ocean. Like, doesn't really matter at that point, So I get on the plane, and I'm already panicking. Like, my heart's racing, we're getting ready to take off, and there's these three, it's a party of three, or four maybe, I think it was, right? And the cool mom was with them. So and they're from Cleveland, because they were, it was their vacation plan. So the cool mom is with them, and the whole time these asshats are doing nothing but crack on the stewardess, because they're like, he's like, put your mask on. Listen, I'm the biggest non-mask person on planet Earth. There's like three people more non-masked than me, and most of them work at Fox News. So I'm already pissed off that I have to wear a mask. I'm already pissed off that I got all these people around me, and now this poor stewardess, is all she's trying to do is get through. And the lady, this lady, who I mind you had like maybe 3 teeth between her, like I don't know how many she had, but it wasn't very many. So she's like asking the stewardess, hey, can I have some coffee? Which, you know what, on an airplane, if you're going to ask for coffee, don't expect it to be good coffee. You're on an airplane and you're flying Spirit, jackass. Like, you're not getting Starbucks. You're going to get probably not even Folgers. It's going to be like Halfers. Like, you're not going to get...
It's also recycled toilet water, by the way. But
it's got to be. It has to be. So this lady's just pissed off. So the coffee, now mind you, I'm on Spirit. I'm on Spirit Airlines. Right? The only thing that, like, it's an upgrade from Kitty Hawk. Like, that's what we're on. So these ladies can't really, like, expect so much from this stewardess. She's still doing the carts and going down the carts, and asking people if they want pop and snacks and everything. Huh?
They had a beverage cart going on this flight like a week ago?
Yeah.
They don't even have that in American. They've stopped doing that for the last 2 years.
Oh, well, Spirit, I guess, like I said, Spirits. Well, but this is the problem. So the lady goes, can I have coffee? And she's like, sure, when I have to make it, because literally there is you and the 80-year-old guy reading Time magazine wants, coffee. That's it. Like, those are the only two people on the whole plane, probably in the last 16 flights, that wanted coffee. So we get there, so she gets to the end, and it's taking a minute. Now, I don't know if people know this, but I'm going to assume, and I could be wrong, that Spirit doesn't have a Keurig machine. Maybe they do. I don't know. But I'm guessing this is probably a pot.
Every airplane, they actually have an area where you have a coffee pot that you can make in there. Like, it's actually a stored place in the front of those planes. So, yeah, it's actually like
it's a coffee pot.
It's a coffee pot.
Right, so it's a coffee pot. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Not, nobody's flipping out, whatever. So obviously coffee takes a minute to brew, correct? Right? Like, that happens.
Like 10.
Huh?
Like 10 minutes.
Right, about 10 minutes. So about 5 minutes goes by. These asshats are still not putting their masks on, being completely belligerent. And then I forgot to mention that when the drink cart went by the first time, they all got a bunch of Jack and Cokes like they needed anymore, right? Like they needed anything. And I don't have any problem with anybody who has tattoos, but if you have a Mike Tyson face tattoo and teardrops on your eyes, I'm probably going to look at you like you either just got out of prison or there was maybe something else going on that I don't want to know about it. Maybe you're a pocket bitch. Either way, I don't want to talk to you. It has nothing. Do I judge a book by its cover? Hell yes, I do. So he's being belligerent, just screaming. I mean, everybody's just yelling. And I'm like, okay, listen, I've got a 2-hour flight. I'm already pissed off I'm on this sourdine can. And then the lady starts complaining about the coffee. Right? She's like, oh, what do they have to do? Go to Colombia? Normally, I think that stuff is funny. But we're on a plane. Nobody went anywhere. It's just brewing. That's all it's doing. Shut up, lady. The coffee is brewing. So about 5 more minutes. Now it's about 10 minutes, right? There's a walk because literally, like I told you, I'm on Spirit Airline. You don't have enough room to stretch. You don't have enough room to yawn. Okay, if you sneeze, you're knocking 3 people out. So there's no room. So this lady is coming with the drink cart back, and the lady's like, where's my coffee? I ordered coffee 3 hours ago. It's a 2-hour flight, you jackass. There's no way you ordered it 3 hours ago. But she's belligerently drunk, right? And because she's been drinking Jack and Coke since takeoff. So now her remember I said the cool mom that thinks all these people are cool? She's in the back, and she's egging it on. What the hell happened that people can't raise their kids to be normal, right? So finally, this idiot gets her coffee, and it calms her down for 3 minutes. And I'm not really sure what she expected to happen. It's caffeine. It wasn't caffeine free, it was caffeine. Normally, people who drink coffee get it caffeine unless specified.
Get decaf.
Huh?
Then get decaf if you need it.
Right, get decaf. So now she's wired, and she's rowdy, and she's annoying, and she's screaming, and she just refuses to put the face mask on. And again, I told you, I'm the biggest proponent of not wearing face masks. But when you're out in public, you gotta learn to pick and choose your battles, right? Pick and choose them. You're on an airplane. You're not going anywhere for the next 2 hours. You are. You're either going to get to your destination or you're gonna die. Pick one. It's either gonna crash or you're gonna land happy. So for 2 hours, if you're on a flight, this is my public service announcement to anybody flying on a plane with me. Shut your mouth, wear the stupid mask, quit complaining, don't touch me, and shower. That simple. In that order, actually. I don't even care if you have to shower on the plane. Whatever. Just get the hell away from me.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
Those are my stories. It's awful. These people are absolutely hideously awful.
Yeah.
So what else you want to talk about?
Speaking of hideous, awful people, America, we just did the census.
Oh, the census people. They're not awful. They're just annoying. They're like Jehovah. They're the Jehovah Witness of the government.
So I'll be honest with you. I guess I did this 4 years ago or whenever the last census was. But I did not realize that it is required for you to do your census. I didn't know that. So I pushed it off this last year or whatever. I pushed it off. And I keep getting mailing things coming in and things stuck in my door. You have to do the census now. You have to do the census now. I did not know that you legit had to do this thing. I thought it was if you want to do it, we're going to ballpark what you got. No, it's dead on because they said New York was 89 people away from having an additional seat in the House. That is crazy to me. But I had no idea that strict. So, of course, I went on and did it and everything. It was actually kind of cool. I actually kind of liked it. I don't know why I liked it, but I liked it. But anyways, yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff saying Texas got a bunch more seats down there. I think North Carolina got one. Illinois. So, you can see the great migration to the South is going on. So, Keith, Ohio lost one or two.
It was 2 seats. We're about to lose another one.
Really?
It was one for sure, but we're probably going to lose. Maybe it is only one. I thought it was 2. Who lost 2?
Was it New York?
Possibly, because I know what story you're talking about. I looked it up today. Yeah. But this is something interesting. I think I'm probably going to get in trouble.
Why?
Because I don't do the census. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna do it.
So that does bring me back to my point. So I'm doing this, and they're you have to do it. It's your civic duty. You have to. But it wasn't more your civic duty.
Civic duty.
Voting. It was more you have to do this, or we're coming after you for your taxes and stuff. That's how they laid it out on my thing. I don't know if maybe somebody just put that there because they were being an ass or what. But
no, it says by law you have to do it.
Right. So, what do they do if you don't complete the census?
Find you up to $100. So the census provides the only official head count. According to the United States Code Title 13, Census, Chapter 7, Offenses and Penalties, Subchapter 2, if you're over 18 and refuse to answer all or part of the census, you can be fined up to $100. If you give false answers, you're subject to a fine up to $500.
How are you going to find out if they gave false answers?
The only thing is, I haven't done the census, I don't think, ever. I'm 33. I don't think I've ever done it, so I'm screwed. If they ever come back on me, I owe $3,000.
But is it a one-time fee? Because they can't keep on rolling it over. So
I don't know.
Right.
All I know is I'm not. Listen, I don't care about the census. I mean, I guess should I do it? Probably. But I mean, if people aren't going to vote and Mickey Mouse and all those people are going to vote, I sure as hell don't really need to tell them how many people I have in my household that are under the age of 18. It's none of their business. My taxes cover that. So I don't understand why we're doubling up on this. Just do your job. The IRS is an unconstitutional organization anyways. So get the information from them.
No, you're right. All right, well, changing topics away from stupid crap like that. We'll get to other more.
Wasn't going to go on a tangent. I can control myself.
I was worried. Sometimes you go off on the tangent.
I wasn't going to, though. I understand the rules.
You're actually in a good mood for a Monday, so I'm proud of you.
That's because I had to hurry. Like, there was a lot going on, and then I forgot my laptop, so I had to run and then come back and get it. It's been a long day, man. Like, I'm 5 Red Bulls deep.
I'm saying you're actually in a good mood for you on a Monday.
I know. Well, we had a lot going on today, so it was like I got a bit overwhelmed at first, and then I didn't, and now I'm calm, and now I'm like, this is my relaxed time.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Today, I've had, I think, a record-breaking amount of calls. I feel like a telemarketer. I have had, to this point, I'll have more. I've had 1 Zoom call and 1 podcast out of this, included in this. Actually, no, 38 including this. So out of those, I'm on phone call number 38, and these are not telemarketing calls. These are conversations of at least 5 minutes or more. So I don't have an AirPod deal, and normally my battery is pretty good at night. Like normally I can make it a whole day and still be at like, I don't know, 40, 30%, something
sure.
like that. But I'm struggling right now. I just got my warning for 20% or below. So I have been like, I was going to the mall with Jordan, needing to go shopping for something. I'm just on the phone the whole time. Like, felt bad, but like this weekend was so busy. We had a good weekend. We had some sponsor sales stuff going on. Like, things are good. We got stuff we're doing for sales and stuff. Like, we got all this stuff going on. Like,
oh yeah,
this was the busiest Monday I've had in a long time, to be honest with you, since like January. And you know how much I had going on in January trying to get this team together.
Oh yeah, that was almost impossible to get a hold of you. You got back, but it was swamped. Everybody was swamped. But it's good to be like this. It's good to be this type of busy. I'd rather be this type of busy than dead, crying, screaming, bored out of my mind. I am going to start playing League of Legends a lot more, though.
What's League? I actually don't know what's League of Legends. I've heard of it, but I've never played it. Explain it to me.
You never heard of League of Legends? It's a MOBA.
No, I've heard of it, but explain it to me.
So it's a lane game. So basically, you pick a champion is what they call them, and you basically go out there. You got to shoot the little minions. You got to take down the towers, and you got to take the other person's core out. And so the part that I like about it is that you have to buy. I play like Heroes of the Storm first, but the volleyball got me involved in League of Legends. And once you play it, you're never going to want to go back to Heroes of the Storm. And I hate to say this, but normally when it's about video games and or movies, he's usually not wrong. So I'm like, all right, let's give it a try. So I give it a try, and I'm addicted to it. But the games take like 30 minutes a pop, sometimes 40 minutes, depending if you get good players. So I'm like, it sucks. And plus, you really need a team of 5. And I don't ever really have a team of 5. So, Tift, if you want to download League of Legends, download it so we can play.
Is it an app or a computer thing?
It's a computer game.
Okay. I'll check it out. I'm not scared.
All right, dude, you know what we need to do? We do got a lot. So there's a group. I want to double check who this is real quick. Hold on. There's a reason I'm doing this. Is because they are probably the coolest group I've ever that has ever followed me, and it's actually, surprisingly enough, it's not even from an Ohio place. I just want to hold on a minute. They are.
Wait, hold on. While you're pulling this up,
hang
on.
What?
I just saw a tweet from our show that Tyler put out, and I hear that he loves Taylor Swift.
Who loves Taylor Swift? The volleyball? He does.
He just asked if people love it as much as he does. Tyler, I know you're off camera here, but you can shout out your answer and Keith can repeat it so we can hear. Is that like your girl crush?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely? Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
I don't really have one. She's just pretty to look at.
No, Bad Blood's actually pretty decent. Like Bad Blood, the video, like he showed me that, and I was like, oh, all right.
Of course it's good.
That's not. But so you got to remember, like, I think we talked about this briefly. Well, I'm trying to pull this up. Don't let me forget this, though. But while I was while we were talking about his, his famous crush or whatever, dude, do you have any idea how much I love Avril Lavigne? Like, I would.
I had no idea until we were in the studio.
Oh yes, you were here.
Because we were doing the reaction videos that will sometime you guys will get to see them, and we're pulling up like 80s, 90s, 2000s. Then all of a sudden we do "Complicated" by Avril Lavigne, and I swear Keith needed about 3 underwear changes while he was watching the music video.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's something about Avril Lavigne. I don't know what it was, dude. From a young age, I was like so in love with her. It was ridiculous. I think I still am. I don't know. It's hard to tell. She's my crush.
I have to ask you, were you a skater boy?
No, I said see you later, boy.
Okay.
I mean, we could play this game if you want. I know. I mean, like I know. Like she's not on the same level as like the music I always listen to, but like I pretty much know a good chunk of her songs.
Well, she was in a was she in a Machine Gun Kelly song, or was that?
She is now. Yeah, I don't think it came out yet. I think they were filming it.
Because I'm honestly like this last album, I'm actually a big Machine Gun Kelly fan. Now, I didn't like his stuff that much before, but meeting him in person, he was super cool. And then he's got some tour dates coming out. And I know he's doing the NFL draft, which we'll talk about on the show today because it's in Cleveland. But they're coming to Charlotte at the end of October, almost Halloween. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to that show too. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, if he's got a song with her, all the songs he's had features with, like they are awesome. So and especially if it's her and he's been doing like, because you got to remember, he actually did a lot of Warped Tour stuff, as did she. So something with those two together might be pretty good.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. I think they will be. I mean, I don't hate Machine Gun Kelly. That's not what I'm saying. I just like Eminem better, and I think that was a publicity stunt anyways because it ended too quick.
Oh,
so
yeah, probably.
But
what's your thing you're looking at?
Well, I found it. So they follow me. They do so much. It doesn't matter what I tweet. They're the first people to like retweet it out. They're called the EGC Network. So if you haven't had a chance to check out EGC Network on Twitter, they're awesome. But I'm thinking we should get in touch with them so that way we could play League of Legends.
Okay, I think we should probably do a live video of me streaming or something, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with League of Legends.
Dude, that needs to happen because it'd be funny. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. A couple of my gamer buddies that I used to play with are actually in the chat right now. And he said, he asked if I still play Warzone. Let me tell you something. I am the worst at first-person shooter games. Doesn't matter. I'm awful. I'm horrible. I can't play it. I lose. I die every time. And I usually die in like a horrible way. Like it's not like, oh man, he died. Good try. It was like, why are you in the middle of their nest laying down, drinking a Fresca?
Yeah, trying to stab them while they're shooting with a rocket launcher.
Yeah, dude, it's just not good. Like I'm not good at it.
Yeah, not built for speed.
No, I'm not. No, I'm 100% not good for it. Like racing games, though, I'm pretty solid in them.
I want to see how you actually are with it because I'm going to be back up there in a couple of weeks when we have the premiere for our stuff up there. So I'm excited for that to get to go in my tux and red carpet premiere for that.
I'm excited too. I know. So that's the other thing too. This is I would have to imagine for you, this probably is the first time of you walking a red carpet, right? I'm second time. So this is the second time you walking. See, this is my first. Well,
it wasn't a movie thing. It was the
doesn't
NASCAR
matter.
Banquet. I mean, it was a NASCAR banquet, but still it was cool. I mean, everybody dressed up to the nines and stuff. So I'm excited.
Well, see, and here's the thing.
It's not like it wasn't like I really did something like that. Was the banquet? So it was cool, but I didn't really do that much. Like I was just in it because I wasn't full time at that part in the racing. Like I participated. And yeah, did I just participate in the movie? Absolutely. But I acted a little bit. I sat there for 12 hours freezing my ass off for a reason. So I'm going to go enjoy it.
Well, you know what? Heck yeah. But I'm gonna be there too. It's gonna be my first time walking the red carpet, dude. I'm super excited, and we all got to see the trailer. At least, and I got to saw the trailer, and then I got to see the extended trailer. I mean, I gotta give a shout out to Mark, honestly. Like I think, and again, we got to give a shout out to Mark, Heather, and the rest of the people that were involved in it. They just did an amazing job. I mean, the whole group, everybody was amazing.
I'm so excited to let people see The Hunting, the movie, when it comes out. I don't know exactly when and where it's going to be. We'll be promoting the crap out of it whenever it does. But
oh, heck yeah.
little piece that I've seen of a trailer, it is absolutely epic. Like, you don't know. This was my first time on a set. You don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, I've been on a TV commercial set for NASCAR, but I haven't been on it for a movie. And for what we did, where we did it, I mean, it blew me away what it looked like. So I'm so pumped for Mark Hamergrad's creative studios there for what they did, and I'm super pumped about that. But what I was going to ask you though was if you or Tyler played RuneScape.
Tyler, yes. So he's shaking his head, yes. But so Tyler was an original, I do believe, RuneScape fan, right?
I played it. I played it with like not when it first came out, but like the old style, like
yeah,
real close to when they first came out.
So he played it basically old school, everything.
So that's when I played it, because I would come home from elementary school. My neighbor and I would go play, and my mom, they'd have like the scrapbooking groups and stuff, and I was supposed to go to bed by like 9, and we'd be there at 2 a.m. still going and mining things and like trading things and going to the whatever it was the graveyard, or what was that called, Tyler? Where like it was like the death zone of it. What was that called?
The Wild.
The Wild.
Yes. I had so much stuff in RuneScape. I wish they didn't get rid of my username and stuff in there, but I had so much in it. That was so much fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, we're hitting the 7:30 hour. You want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's do it real quick. And then when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Captain America Winter Soldier thing being announced. And then also the NFL draft is coming to Cleveland. And for the first time ever, that's not the most exciting thing happening to the Browns.
Wow, look at that. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tift and myself. Guys, check out the Twitter pages. Follow me at KeithMiger1. Follow Matt at Matt_Tift. Hey, real quick though, I honored it. All those new followers that I got, I bought Bitcoin. Or not Bitcoin. I did not buy Bitcoin. I bought Dogecoin.
Yeah, you're not that bougie. You're getting Dogecoin.
Thanks.
Well, I mean,
So everybody else is drinking Fiji and I'm drinking Dasani. Appreciate it. All right.
Hey, I have a question though, honestly.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this show. Was this episode 31, something like that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, episode 31. And not one time have we come into the show with Life in the Fast Lane by the Eagles for like 2 seconds. I mean, come on.
You know what? You're right. We haven't.
No.
Huh. I'll have to figure that out.
Even if we have to get like the cheap knockoff, like non-copyright infringement version, like we still should do it.
Yeah, you want to? We could. I mean, screw it, right?
Yeah, I wanted like, you ever seen the Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
And they come in like with the 20th Century Fox thing, and this guy's just like destroying it on a recorder. It sounds absolutely awful.
Yes.
Maybe I should come in playing it on the recorder.
No. The last time you guys played something on a recorder, my ears blew. It was that crappy-ass Harry Potter fan thing, and it was in a recorder, and it made my ears bleed. So we're not playing recorders are banned from Life in the Fast Lane.
I forgot about that.
It was absolutely horrific.
It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. All right, so let's jump into this. Well, wait, hold on. Before we jump into the draft in Cleveland, because I want to save that because we're going to get a bunch of people coming in for the draft. Listen, the Mortal Kombat movie, we talked about it, right? You were like, it was when we went through, like, oh, we weren't sure if we wanted or you said you weren't sure if you were going to watch it or not, or if it was bad or whatever. Let me tell you something. I don't know what people were talking about. I don't know if they didn't like the storyline or what it was, but I thought the movie was absolutely fantastic. I loved it, and I can't wait for the second one.
I'll go see it then.
Yeah, dude, it really, honestly, it was not bad.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Where did you even find that at? Did you re-Google it?
I searched it on YouTube. It's on a 10-hour loop if you really want it.
Damn it! Damn it, Matt. Why?
Because you brought it up.
I will never. All right, so now I'm banned from ever bringing that up on this show again.
If you don't want something that you didn't like brought up and played again or done again, just don't bring it up yourself.
Yeah, you're right. It's, you know what? It's my fault, Matt. It's always my fault.
I didn't say it's your fault. I didn't say you brought it up.
I'd rather you never, ever, 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 ever do that again.
I can hit the play button in 3 seconds if you want me to.
No, don't. Never mind. Just kidding. Just joking.
Okay.
Just joking. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk some serious Cleveland business. If you're from Cleveland, Ohio, then you know for a fact that something very big is coming up that hasn't happened in a while. The draft is coming. The draft is going to be here. And for the first time ever, we don't care. The Browns, we don't need to be involved in it. We don't give a damn.
Yep. I saw, who was it? Some ESPN talking head. And it was the LA Rams. And they're like, oh, the best place isn't to be in Cleveland this year. It's in the LA Rams Malibu Beach House. I'm like, no shit. They don't have a first round pick. They don't have a second round pick. They're not even participating in the draft this year. No wonder they got a beach house. Nobody cares.
That's right.
But that being said, it is very cool because as for the first time ever, we actually get to enjoy the draft, kind of. And it is pretty cool that it's in Cleveland, and we actually have a decent football team that is now a top 5 roster in the NFL, I'd argue. I don't even think they're done yet.
They're no, wait. Time out. They are definitely a top 5 roster.
If not top 3.
I mean, yeah. Well, technically, they would still be part of the top 5, but yes, you're right.
I'm just saying, like, they may be a top 3 roster if everybody stays healthy.
You're right.
Like it is very, very good, and they have depth this year, which is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm going to have to miss a race or two to go to a Browns game and make the trip up because I'm not missing this for how good they've been. I wanted to go last year, and I was going to go, but I did. So I took Jordan to an Indians game, and it was her first ever Major League Baseball game. And it's the wild card game a few years back, 2016. 2016.
Oh, 2016. So that was an important wild card game you went to.
There was, and it was awesome. She doesn't even like baseball, and she loved that game. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go back to a Browns team, I've been to several Browns teams. Love the Browns.
Now, are you going to try to go to the warmer ones? Or are you going to go balls out? I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm going to hit it in December where you sit down and your balls are stuck to the chair.
Honestly, I'm going to try to hit 2 or 3 because I'd like to go to one that's a nicer one to go to.
Okay.
But then when we're off season, I'd like to go up in December sometime to go do it. But the only way I'm going to do it this year is go be in the dog pound because I've never been in the dog pound before, and it's a bucket list.
So now,
there's 2 things. 50-yard line, I want to sit there. I kind of care about that, but don't really care.
Sure.
I really just want to go sit in the dog pound for a game because I think that'd be awesome. And I want to bring her to a Browns game because we've never experienced it to be them this good. And the 20,000 people that were there last year, not even the full 68,000 people, were so ridiculously loud. Having that stadium full again will be absolutely incredible. And I just want to go experience it because I saw it this weekend in Talladega. For the 35% of the people that are there, it was as rowdy as ever. Dude, when we get full stands back for the first couple of times, it's going to be such a big energy going back into it because people have missed it so much, especially with the Browns being a playoff team. It is going to be absolutely wild. I mean, Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb coming out of that the tunnel there, it's going to be freaking nuts. So I can't wait for it. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to go to the home opener, but it's going to be awesome.
Okay, now here's the next question. This is probably the most important question out of all of them. Do I get to go with you?
Absolutely. Sure.
Okay.
We'll get 4 or 5 seats, something like that.
See, now that makes me happy. So here's the other thing, too. That was a half-joking question. But here's the other thing, too, is that you still follow the Browns. You've been a Browns fan your whole life, obviously. But what are your, honestly, like, I know sports is a big deal, and people try to downplay, I guess, how sports impact people. But what is your, like, I have a warm, fuzzy feeling when I talk about the Browns. Now, do you get that? Do you have that, like, that nice feeling? Like, you know when you drink just a bit too much whiskey? That's the kind of feeling I get. It, like, feels good in my tummy area.
You know, I've always felt that feeling saying that I'm a Browns fan because they'll be like, oh, you're such a diehard fan. You're like, damn right I am. But now it's like, okay, we're actually good. And people are like, well, you guys are actually good. And like, uh-huh. And the thing is, when like, but like when people are talking about it, they'd be like, oh, wow, that's shocking. You're actually like a big fan with it and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I always have been. But so what's funny is we've talked about before Twitter trolls and people like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I deal with it all the time. It's whatever when it's about me or the team or things like that. Nothing gets me fired up more than Steelers fans saying stupid shit on Twitter. Nothing makes me more upset. And I don't know why. It strikes a nerve and I have to close my phone and not look at Twitter and my comments and stuff on there, my mentions, because I am a very boisterous Browns fan. And when it comes to that, I don't know why. But when it comes to Colin Cowherd, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, the annoying ones on there, I don't care if you're a fan, but if you're just blatantly stupid, then screw you.
Right.
And then other people on there that are just aggravating with it. I don't know why, but normally I'm at here and I have fun with it. When it gets to the Browns, I go to like crazy girlfriend, like stalker defending the Browns. I don't know why. I don't care that much about anything else, but when it comes to the Browns, I'm like it is on.
You want to know why? Listen, because for years we had the girlfriend, which is the Browns, who we were afraid to take out in public. Not because she was ugly, just because she might say weird things. You know, her hair might not be done completely. But then right now, this season, what happened is we're getting ready to take her to the dance, and we haven't seen her yet. But we know for a fact that she's going to walk down those stairs in an awesome prom dress and look beautiful this season, and we're going to be proud to take her there. So that's why we crazily defend the Browns, because for years she's been the crazy girlfriend. Something finally snapped. She got help. She went to a psychiatrist. She's not trying to drown us anymore, and I can actually eat my food and drink my water.
We don't know how long it's going to last. There's obviously the crazy and the hot meter that somehow like
there's only so much Klonopin you can give somebody. I mean, as long as we keep running to the doctors for her, she'll be all right.
That's all right. Yeah, I might have to up my prescription for my own Klonopin, but we'll see. I'm telling you, the anxiety I get watching close Browns games. We're at Talladega last weekend, and we're coming down with overtime, 2 to go. We're on the lead lap. We have a shot at whatever happens to get a good finish, and we did. The only thing that gets nearly close to that level of stress and anxiety for me is a last-minute Baker Mayfield drive down, coming to 2 minutes ago. Those two things make me feel like I need to take more medication.
I mean, the only thing is I'm with you.
I've never felt so stressed watching a sports team. I don't know why. Like so that's the thing I can't understand, right? So I get stressed and like anxious watching the Browns. I mean, sorry, the Indians and Cavs and stuff like that. And I love watching them. And in the World Series and stuff, like, yeah, it was extremely stressful. But every single game, your regular season too, for me with the Browns is like that. I mean, when it turned into being playoff on the line, dude, I was losing my shit. And if you look at my Twitter, it's just like everywhere on that. Like people would tell me that I had to block their notifications of me tweeting on there because of the Browns. I'm like, cool, screw you. I'm going to keep on doing it. Don't care. So it's going to happen again. And so the problem is I'm going to be on the bit box, and there's going to be the race, and there's going to be the Browns game going on. I'm yelling at something. The race might be going great, but I'm yelling at something stupid because there's going to be a dumb flag that like there always is against the Browns. I'm going to be screaming on that and actually accidentally hit the radio button, and it's going to go on, and the NASCAR official will be wondering what the heck is going on.
The only thing is I don't know. I don't necessarily disagree with the way we handle the Browns. Like, I don't know. As a fan, you're going to get pissed, right? That's just normal. You're going to get mad because if you care enough about, if you care enough about your team, you're going to get mad. But the Browns have let us down so many times, and the heartbreak, if you don't have that type of anxiety, you're not a real Cleveland fan. You're just not. All right, so you lose on a Sunday. If you're a Browns fan and your Monday doesn't suck worse than a normal Monday, you're not a true fan. I'm telling you, they lose. I don't care what you put in my coffee. It's going to taste like piss.
Sunday night when they lose and Monday morning is so depressing. It is demoralizing. It is draining because the amount of energy you put into that game, watching those games, I don't know why. Because before, I guess you just expected it, right? And now you're like, there's this glimmer of hope that something good is going to happen. And so when that's there and they don't do it, it's so demoralizing because you're like, oh, we're back to 2007 and 8. Well, I guess 2007 was a good year, but you're back to 2012 again. And then all of a sudden, like, they win, and you're just on a high for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then there's that time we won, was it like four or 5 weeks in a row last year? And you're just like, well, this is cool.
Heck yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I guess that goes back to being a diehard fan, right? Like, when I was a kid, that's how I'd feel about watching, races and stuff like that. Like, when I was cheering on the people I wanted to watch in there, that's how I'd feel. Like, if it didn't work out, I was pissed. And if it was awesome, like, I was riding a high. So I think that's any part of being a diehard fan instead of a fair weather fan with it. But I can honestly say that the only team right now in Cleveland that gives me that is the Browns, because everything else is just, I mean, I used to get that way with the Indians.
I'll always be that way. Dude, I'm that way way, way, way more than with the Browns. Like, dude, when the Indians, I don't care if it's, like, they're playing right now, actually, but when we beat the Yankees yesterday, you have no idea how like, I don't know. So I guess it would go, the birth of my children, that win. Like, dude, I hate the Yankees. I hate them. I despise them. But I'm so jacked up about baseball, it's ridiculous. During the whole Corona thing, when we didn't have baseball, dude, like, I'm literally the type of person that says there's 3 seasons. There's, winter, construction, and baseball. That's it. Those are the only seasons that matter. Huh?
Your shirt says there's 2.
Right. Well, no. I thought I had to double check to make sure I didn't have that shirt on.
Yeah, but that's a different shirt today, actually.
It is. I hate you so much. But when the Indians play, like, dude, it gets bad. It gets so bad. They're like, ask the volleyball. I get such anxiety. I'm screaming, I'm swearing. But then, like, they do something, and it's like I come back down here.
Yeah.
Super bipolar when it comes to baseball. I'm worse with I'm definitely worse with baseball than I am football.
Well, and here's the problem: is I was like that all the time, and I really try to hang on to that. But the problem is living in Charlotte. The Braves are the closest team, and you can't get. Not Fox Sports, Bally Sports Ohio.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that now.
I know. I'm sorry. So
okay.
Bally,
okay.
Is it Bally or Bally?
Don't know. Don't care.
Okay, well, but something Sports Ohio. We used to. I mean, my dad and I would watch baseball games all the time. We had season tickets for 17 years. Like. It was every night we'd be watching baseball for 100 whatever it is game season, and so when I moved down here and you couldn't get coverage of the Indians, the only thing you could get was just Twitter updates. It's hard to follow and watch along that much when there's not that many streams you can go rip offline like illegally. There's not like baseball packages I could get when I was living in the dorms. Like there just wasn't anything that I could go do to go watch baseball. So the only ones we got to watch were nationally televised games. I would watch like on the Indians.com and watch the scorecard and stuff like that as it went.
Oh yeah.
But when you watch nationally televised games, like I don't want to hear them. I want to hear Tom Hamilton. I want to hear everybody there. I don't want to hear Joe Buck and A-Rod calling the game. Like screw them.
Yeah, dude, we don't have to talk about them. But yes, you're right. I do want to hear Tom Hamilton call.
I had to save myself from dropping a couple F-bombs there for how much I think it's stupid we have to listen to them do an Indians game.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. Absolutely, without a doubt.
But no, I used to be that way. So I guess it's just it's the location thing now and it's the coverage thing. Because when I was up there with you guys for that week, it got me back to being a diehard Indians fan because I watched the series. We were watching there. Then I was at my house watching it. Like I didn't stop watching it, and that's how I used to be. But when you're away from it, there's not a good package other than the DirecTV package to get MLB Network or whatever it is. It's hard to follow along with that. So I want to hear Hammy. I want to hear them do. I want to hear WTM 1100 play it. Like that's what I want.
That's what and that's something I never really understood. Is Tom Hamilton is the voice of the tribe, right? It doesn't matter who's down there in the box during the TV. But, like, dude, I just can't – I don't know. I think I'd much rather anymore listen to the radio than watch it on TV. But, like, when I go to the ballpark, I want dude, I'm telling you, the best seats. I don't care if you're – like, granted, dude, everybody wants to sit in a loge. And it was fun when I got to go to loges and sit in there and, sit behind home plate, dude. But the best tickets – I'm telling you, are the district tickets. You you just stand. Dude, it's amazing. You're hearing Hammy call the plays live. You're hearing, you can see everything. You can see the whole field. There's just, I don't know, man. There's not a bad seat in the ballpark, is there? I mean, am I wrong? Is there a bad seat somewhere?
No, there's definitely not. And it's just like it's like the Browns, when, why am I forgetting his Jim what? The play-by-play commentator. I'm losing it. Why?
Who?
Help me out. The Browns play-by-play commentator. Who is it? I'm losing it.
Oh, yeah, I got you. The guy that did Jim Donovan.
Jim Donovan. Yes, thank you.
You're
Imagine
welcome.
being Jim Donovan and how excited they were. And I saw the video of him being excited about it. But imagine being Jim Donovan, okay? And you are the voice of the Cleveland Browns for year after year after demoralizing year. And you get the Browns playoff run like last year. That's why it was so cool when the Indians had the World Series runs, the 2007 season, all the good seasons in there in the 2000s. There's a lot of good seasons over the last 20 years. You got to remember, there's some terrible ones too, but there's a lot of good ones. But consistently they've been, the best AL team, I think in the last, 10 years or something like that in winning percentage or something like that. Like it's ridiculous how good they are actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is.
Not clutch. That's the only problem.
No, it's the people. Some of the people weren't clutch.
Exactly. Yes. So it's not the whole club. It's just some people. But with that being said, I think that is so cool in that regard. And you're a radio guy, right? So I think when you look at NASCAR, you look at NFL, you look at MLB, even NBA really, but mainly the first three I mentioned, the play-by-play commentary is so cool and unique. NASCAR, they've done it a few styles now when they've done NBC broadcast for a road course, and they broke it up to where they had the normal two commentators, and then they put Motor Racing Network commentators in different parts of the track. So you had a live, it sounded like a radio broadcast. However, it was on NBC. And dude, I'm telling you, that is the best race to watch because it's just everything is going on. You hear everything like it's on the radio. And I don't know why TV doesn't do more of that. They should do more of that.
Oh, yeah. No, they absolutely should be doing more than that.
Because when they do that, there's action going on all the time, like always. But then you actually get to hear about it. You hear about them shifting down gears, going down into the bus stop, them going 2 by 2, them trying to dive bomb play. And on the normal TV, it's like, oh, he's going to attempt to pass. And like these are just ripping like, every single thing, like you can't see it. And that's what I love about radio play-by-play commentators like Hammy, like Jim Donovan, like all these guys that are so, so good. And on the NASCAR side, Mike Bagley, and then, I know I'm forgetting somebody here that's the big dude, but Dave Moody, another guy in there. But they're so good at what they do that I don't know. I feel like as live TV evolves with the streaming stuff and cable and all this stuff keeps on moving on, they have to look at how radio does things because the radio calling of live sports is bar none the best way to listen to a game. It is worth muting the TV and listening to them. That is the best way to experience a game if you can't experience it live.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. Absolutely it is. People don't use their imaginations anymore. And I know like I just like radio. That's why I like audiobooks so much. Like I'll sit down and listen to a whole audiobook when we're traveling or shooting for whatever, you know what I mean? Or wherever there's long drives. I'll throw on an audiobook like Ready Player 2. I loved Ready Player 1. Loved that audiobook. Ready Player 2's audiobook, it was a great book. So it's like you don't huh?
Was it really?
Oh, dude, it was fantastic. I waited and waited and waited for that book to come out. We actually listened to it when we were on our way to go to North Carolina with you.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, and I love the books, but that's why audiobooks, I like reading. I'm a reader. I love doing that kind of stuff. But audiobooks took it to another level because now you can listen to them when you're doing mundane stuff and time flies. But people don't use their imaginations anymore because they sit in front of TV screens for, 18 hours a day and can't figure out how to use that part of their brain anymore. So, yeah, I agree with you.
I've really tried to pick back up reading and, like you said, podcasts and listening and stuff like that. But I think it's awesome. So, no, that's been so cool. But talking about releases, I do want to hit on before we go because I know we have some Marvel fans in our audience because we talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
And that is that they did confirm the fourth movie of the Captain America series of Captain America and the Winter Soldier of Sam Wilson, aka Anthony Mackie, coming out to be Captain America in there. And one thing I thought was really cool, he called his shot. Which is pretty neat. Kind of calling a shot, not really, but he tweeted out a picture in 2014, and it's just him as a little kid with his little leather cap on with the A on there from like the original Captain America suit, and he said, "Hey, it's just a comic book deal, it's just a comic deal, but it's a start." And look where he is now, 7 years later, going to be Captain America. I mean, what a freaking
dude, it's amazing.
I mean, yeah, that is, I couldn't think of a word, so I was going to use the stupid word glow up, but I mean, what a freaking transformation of the career to that. That's awesome for him. I just think that's so cool because you have the core Avengers people, you have the core actors, but for someone, and I know him personally, that's worked for it, that has been able to do that, break barriers and get to being Captain America, that is awesome. So I'm very excited to see that. I know that the Disney Plus series just wrapped up. So I want to go check that out now and go binge watch it since it is caught up now. But anyways, I know we're coming to the end of our show.
We are.
There are a few we got to hit on. So make sure that you go check us out on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on where else is there, Keith? I always forget.
Spotify, iTunes, basically anywhere. We're actually, as of right now, we are on all major platforms wherever you want to get your podcasts at. So if you think you have a different company that wants to do podcasts, check with them. We're on it.
Yep, that's right. In the meantime, if you guys are listening to this podcast and you say, hey, I'd like to talk about some stuff that's either smart or dumb, contact us at you looked up, and more than likely it's going to be done if Keith is your co-host. But if he's not your co-host, it could be pretty cool.
Damn.
So, anyways, make sure you message us at KM Voice. We're on all the socials now, so we're looking to add a few more podcasts to our calendar. It is filling up though, so make sure you hit us up if you want to do that. In the meantime, go check out our Teespring to go get some merchandise for Life in the Fast Lane show. Follow at Keith Meiger 1, at CamVoice3 on Twitter. I believe it's at CamVoice LLC on Instagram. We're also doing lots of headshots for actors. And we're going to be doing some commercial work. So if you have a company, when you go shoot some stuff, hit us up there, and myself at Matt_Tift. You already knew that because you're watching right here now, but hit the follow button anyways.
And we'll be back tomorrow night with another show for everybody. So come back, same time.
Same bad place.
Same bad place. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in.